Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition, stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion? Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us there's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then, following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he took silk and gunpowder. From India, he took jute, manganese, and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast, he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. Came to America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes and slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and fire water. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise. On his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.
Welcome everybody and welcome to another episode of the Lancescurv show. We are here and we are going to blow your mind with the knowledge that we're going to share here. I want everybody to go around the room. There are people that have, it's always one in the classroom, right? You got to have you facing the corner. Starting from this side of the room.
Brother Grunch, how y'all doing?
Brother Grunch, that's right. My brother.
Brother Steve, what's good from Chi-Town?
Okay, say it. I had your mic down, man. Go ahead and say it again.
Brother Steve, man, from Chicago, what's good, yo?
Go ahead. Do what you did before, brother.
Brother Darryl, Umbutu family.
I have to turn this around, but I'll let him lay low in the cut right now. But we have Pope Leo X to my left and my brother over here.
Ubuntu people, Brother KB.
There you go. Pull that camera, the mic closer to you, man. So there you go. Gotta get up on these mics and project. You know what I mean? So we named this Black People Wake Up. We didn't know really what title to bring it up. We had a couple of hours that, you know, we recorded that I put briefly on YouTube on a live stream. But for the most part, like I said, we're just freestyling this, and boy, I've never had so much of a body of work in the room as far as all the collective knowledge, and I'm glad. And I'm sitting here, and like I said, let's just start freestyling an open discussion. We didn't really pick anything per se, but I'm gonna pick on you, Brother Grunch, and start things out. You know, hat tip to the side. I know you got something slick to say. Get up on that mic, man. I'm a stickler for the mic.
Man, it's a freestyle. So, I mean, y'all know what I'm about, man. I'm about reading. You know what I'm saying? I could tell you what I'm doing right now. I'm studying on maybe finding a solution to our problem. So what I'm doing is I'm going back to the beginning of our history, which is the British, and when they came to Virginia. I'm starting at a history at around 1515, and it's dealing with the British, and it's talking about how they came to Virginia and how everything transpired from there. You know what I mean? So in about 3 weeks, I'm going to have some math for y'all, and I'm going to come spit it to you, because I believe if we truly take our time and read what they did, then we can understand what happened to us, and then we can break that curse. But in order for that to happen, you have to go back and start from the beginning. And our beginning in the Northern America is with the British and Virginia. And then it goes from there. So that's what I'm on. That's what I'm wanting to bring to the people. I just wish y'all to read.
Once you read, you really elevate and open up your mindset.
Man.
You know, it's a strategy and a tactic that they use to keep us sleeping. It's called mental side. And once you open up your first eye, not your third eye, your first eye, you will really know what's going on. You know, you feel me? Because it's a war out here. A lot of people don't even know it's a war. They don't even know it's a war. You know, so if you spell war backwards, it's raw. They playing the game raw, so you got to be ready for it. It's chess out here, and we playing defense. So we got to wake up. We got to wake up. Yo, we walking around here being zombies. It's time to wake up and do. You know, actions speak louder than words. Let's stop talking. Let's do it. Let's get to it. You know, especially the young generation. You know, I'm 27 years old. My generation, it's really time to do something. It's really time to, come on, let's get ready for it. Let's get ready. You know, that's why I'm amongst these brothers, these elders, and this knowledge is power. Information is power. And once, man, I'm talking about, I'm on fire right now. Just being around these brothers is inspiring.
Oh my
God.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Come on, man.
That was a short version.
Come on, man.
And that's one of our that's the youngin'. You know what I'm talking about? This is where we need the young brothers. He he come around us, he started reading. We ain't said nothing to him. We told him what books to read, you know what I'm saying, and then he came back to us. You know what I'm saying? And he was spitting fire at us, you know what I mean? So this is the example. That's why he in the room right now, so all of y'all brothers can see. I wish y'all could see his tattoos so you can see where he was at in life, you know what I'm saying, and to what he doing right now. And just to hear what he just said right now got me fired. You know what I'm saying? Got me fired up. But I've been building with the brother, you know what I'm saying? I'm just, brother, read this book, check this book out. And he goes and he does it. You know what I'm saying? And then to see what he comes back with. This is what we're trying to get everybody that's listening to right now, man. If you're not in the habit of reading, go read it. It'll change you. I promise you, it'll change you, man. You just heard it. He just said it. It's real talk. So somebody else could say something. I'm right now. I'm just don't be afraid just to jump in and just say what you say. Just don't be. It's just like ignore the mic, stay next to them, but just flow the same way we would if we were sitting around the table just kicking it. You know what I mean? That's what everybody wants to see. You know what I mean? And like I said, Brother Steve, talk to us.
What's good? Y'all saw a couple videos ago. I was on here with some beautiful sisters. I want to be more engaged. I'm going to be looking at the chats. So if you guys have questions, kind of shoot them on there. I'll try to catch them if I can. If you have any questions, I'd love to just engage back and forth with the audience. And I'll be building on that a little bit in and out of the conversations with all these brilliant brothers in here. So I'm not going to take too much of the mic, but I definitely want to engage with our people, man. I'm out of here Wednesday, heading out back to the motherland. But every project I work on and what I'm working on is connected to all of us, man. It's for all of us. It's empowerment. It's about building. The fight is global. I'm just taking the fight global. We taking the fight global. Yes, sir. The brothers in this room, we linking up business-wise. Yes, sir. And on intellect. Yes, Let me say that again. Economics and intellect. Dealing with resources out of Africa. We're doing that. We're not just talking. We're going to talk now, and we're going to engage in talking, but we having partnerships right now as we speak, building and empowering each other. And that's what we own, man. So we backing our action. We backing our words with action. There you go. Action and words. We need both, though. Right, actions without knowledge is a lot of mistakes. Yes, and so we need both. I believe in both, and in this room, we making it happen. So much love and respect, especially to the people watching. And then,
I'm glad you brought that up, Steve, man. Any of y'all got questions about anything, man? If we can answer, we can answer. We interacting with y'all. It's a freestyle, you know what I'm saying? We talking to the people who are watching us. Ask us questions. What you want to talk about? We're here. Everybody looking at the phone, waiting on somebody to say something. Like the brother Steve said, he going back to Ghana. You know what I'm saying? He going to have feet on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's in the business mind, come get up with us. You know what I'm saying? We going to build something called... Can I speak on the thing? We going to build something... I'm not going to even say it. A black think tank. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're going to build in Ghana, and we're going to push that. You know what I'm saying? In the future, you're going to have more information about the black think tank and what we're doing and how it's coming out of Ghana and how it's empowering our people to do business with our people. You know what I'm saying? So, again, it's more than just reading. You know what I'm saying? The reading is to get you to open up. Right. But you got to get out there and get it done, too. So, that's what we're in the process of doing right now. So, like I say, anybody that's interested in any kind of... The think tank is going to be people with ideas to come up with things. So any kind of idea, bring it up front, man. Let's get it going. It's all about us. It's not about me. It's not about Daryl. It's not about Steve. It's not about the elder in the corner. It's all about all of us. So we looking at it as if we lead by example, then maybe everybody else will fall in line. Right. You know what I mean? So it's imperative for us to really, really, really... Again, I cannot cuss. My wife be on me about cuss. Screw Walmart, man. Screw the Chinese people on the corner store, man. Just forget all of them, man, because we paying their kids to go to college, and we ain't going to college. You know what I'm saying? And our money is our money. The black people's money in the community is paying them to go to college, and then they laugh at us. It's time for that to be over. This is another reason why I'm studying what I'm studying, so maybe I can find what happened that we won't buy from each other. You know what I'm saying? So if I can find that problem and I can say, okay, this is why we don't do it, let's stop it. You know what I'm saying? Don't get jealous because the black man is trying to make money. He's trying to strive like everybody else. Let's help him strive. We are the only people on the planet, United States of America, black people, only people on this planet who will not help the next brother. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. I don't get it. So we don't understand why it's like that. So we as these brothers sitting in this room, Steve, we gonna get this. We gonna move. And we gonna show you.
For sure. Just I was gonna answer a quick question I saw in the chat. You could get rent in Ghana between $1,500 to $3,000 a year. Let me say that again, a year, not a month, a year. Better apartments you will get for like it would cost between $2,500 and like $3,200 for the year. You pay it up front per year. You don't pay per month unless you're doing a deal with another foreigner. But if you rent from a Ghanaian, a really nice remodel apartment to go for about $2,500 to $3,500, give or take, a year. But you have to pay it up front, and it's beautiful, man. The process is beautiful, and it don't take a lot, man. It's just take the mindset. And so that's just answering that quick question on that group chat.
And then we really want to get involved with the people in the group chat. So group chat. if y'all, because it's really about the people. This is something new we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? It's about us. We need to work together. So you got a question? That was a great question. Ask another one. You know what I'm saying? If it got to do with history, if it got to do with anything, ask. If we can answer, we're gonna build with you.
And to build on that black think tank, Brother Grunch was talking about, it's like having a base. Where's your base located globally? Who represents us on a global scale? And coming up with not just stating the problems, but also coming up with solutions with chalkboards all over the room, with laptops, where we're building apps and we're building websites where we're selling the resources from Ghana all over the world, because Ghana is the center of the world. Now you got some cats that's black, that look like you, that grew up in neighborhoods like you, that's doing this in the center of the world, building this project where we're going to have a base where we can empower people and sell products to our people. Not just sell them because you're customers, but also sell it to you wholesale so you can start your own businesses. And this is economic freedom. This is, part of it is knowledge. It took reading, but also this is implementing that knowledge and that reading. And we're taking steps forward. Why are we still learning? Because life is not, it's not an end game in terms of life. Life is a journey. So it's constant learning. You're constantly a student. So humbly we saying we're moving forward while we're learning on the go. And when you look left, you look right, we like, oh, why nobody ain't doing this? It's like you look in the mirror. It's your job to do it. When you know better, you got to do better. And you know we got to work harder for the people that know better. And so that's what's up. You know.
Let me just say something real quick that once again, this is a move of positivity. It's a good thing, that amount of money that you have to pay. And I'm going to respond to you, Sister Elaine Muhammad. You said, plus you will not be given a refund if you move early. Well, I mean, you say repairs will have to be done by you. But in these roach-infested, rat-infested places here in America,
that should be no problem.
You're not going to get repairs done on time usually anyway. And as far as the refund is concerned, everything else is so cheap that it evens out to be better than even over here. If you like to be, and we're not trying to tell anybody that you have to go over to Ghana, but the bottom line is, if you like the racism, if you like the pressure, if you like running the hamster wheel, if you like being over here and dealing with the people who don't like you, who look like you, which there are haters all over the world, but if you like that stress of working hard and having to work 2 jobs, and on the weekend you're doing your personal effects and washing your clothes and doing stuff, and nobody, your next door neighbor you don't know. You understand? Over there, I tasted it firsthand. I'm not saying it's perfect or anything, but Brother Steve lives over there. You understand? And I don't think I'm going to transition over here. The bottom line is some other place has got to be better than this. But we're so used to getting treated the way that we get treated over there. Just the fact that we bought into the American system so much, and now all of a sudden we have brothers talking about leaving and saying it's better. A lot of us are going to come with the negativity because we don't want to be let it be known to ourselves that now we had it wrong, that we were running after the American dream while wearing a dashiki and an afro and putting our fist up, but we had no plan for anything else because it's not going to work here. It's not going to work here. They'll let a few get by. And yes, you can do it. But why would you want to run a 100-meter race with concrete shoes and a 100-pound weight in the knapsack on your back when you can have the best food, the best climate, the center of the world, 0 longitude and 0 latitude? There's something about that, even if it's not Ghana. But remember also, we buy into these negative images of Africa, but Africa is a continent. Okay, there's how much? 54 countries in Africa. So some of the governments that are there might not be too cool. But Ghana, just for starters, is one of the most welcoming places in the world for Black Americans. For, I won't say African American, for stolen Africans.
Stolen Africans.
You know,
ooh, stolen Africans.
Right.
Snatching that, boy.
Exactly.
I'm snatching that.
And let me just say that my personal experience is not what I'm trying to say. Everybody should. But look, when I look back over my life, and I'm going to say it, I'm saying this in a non-egotistical way, in a very humble way. As much brilliance as I have inside of myself from young, my seed just couldn't grow right in this soil. And I don't mean the physical soil, because the physical soil never did anything to me. I'm talking about the system that's here. You will never see me defend this mess of a system that oppresses us, that you got to jump through hoops, that as soon as you accomplish something and you get your so-called college degree, you're told you're overqualified. But then now you go to McDonald's or work or somewhere else, and they don't like you because you're overqualified. So look, why can't I go somewhere where I can breathe, where I can eat some real non-GMO food? That you grew yourself and put your hands in the dirt. I don't have to deal with the psychic battles and tensions for these white folks that want you to always have to validate yourself with them every time you come around. You know what I mean? Every time you got to deal with that foolishness. You understand? So I don't want to be in that atmosphere. I don't want to be in that. When I tasted something, listen, look, we're all adults here, and I ain't going to get nasty. But the bottom line is, when you slip out, when you're that adolescent, and you got that first taste of something, whether you're male or female, your eyes are open and life is never the same. When you caught that feeling, and I caught that feeling in a non-sexual way when I went to Ghana. It could have been somewhere else, could have been Gambia, could have been Kenya, could have been Namibia, South Africa, whatever. But I wasn't looking forward to coming back. When I started to get to the airport, I got tremendously angry and mad. I started to think about Donald Trump and all the people who look like him and act that way. And like I said, I'm not here right now, only in body. It's just a matter of time, one day soon. But when I get over there, I'll say like one of the slaves who broke away, eyes free.
I'm sorry.
I'm also a believer in reading is fundamental. But most of my reading goes into economics, and it goes into Marcus Garvey and his Black Star Line. And I think it was a master stroke on his part that he came up with this Black Star Line. And I think it's really sad that history doesn't recognize it as well. I know that this Caucasian is not going to recognize it, but it was a very ingenious stroke, because if you look at if Garvey's plan would have came full cycle with the 3 ships, by this time we would have had over 30 ships. And what could we do with 30 ships as far as industry and commerce is something that you have to wonder. So I have, just like the brother said, I wondered why we wouldn't latch on to one another and when we're doing business. And one of the reasons that I came through with was that psychologically we have been damaged. We have been put, we're the only race on this, or we're the only nation or race on this planet that actually has a different looking God that's embedded in our mind. And this God, most of us go to bed praising. Most of us, when we wake up, we praise it. Anything within the daily life, we're praising this Jesus. And this is having a psychological effect on us, because we're only looking at white people to solve our problem, because Jesus is a representative of white people, and we can't. And the mind, the way I understand it, reading these books, Subliminal and other books in that field of psychology, the mind works in a certain way where it works by association. There was a boy or a baby by the name of I'm forgetting his name, but
Don't worry about it.
he was 9 months old at the time, and they were using him as an experiment. The name of the doctor was Dr. Watson. It wasn't the Sherlock Holmes cat, but his name was John Watson, and he worked out of Hopkins University. And he wanted to see what effect or how did a mind associate things. And so this child was 9 months old, and he put him in an experiment lab with some mice, some white mice. And the child, after a period of time, he came accustomed to the mice. He wasn't afraid of them. He would play with them. But what's interesting, after 2 months in the laboratory with the mice, this Dr. Watson, would come up and strike a hammer against a piece of metal to scare the child. So after repeating this for so many times, the baby didn't want to associate with the mice because he associated the noise with the mice. So after a while, not only did he not associate with the mice, the white mice, he started disassociating with anything that was white, whether it was a white rabbit, a white coat, a white furry animal, a toy. And so we have to pause and really look and see what effect that this white Jesus is having on our mind. And I think the common denominator in this, because it's not only blacks in America, but it's blacks throughout the world that has a common denominator. And I believe that this common denominator is Jesus. And for us to overcome this, we need to really take a good look at it. And the name of the baby, it's a you can look it up, and you can look it up whether you Google it or what have you, but you can look it up. It was a 9 months old baby, and it experienced this, and it was actually wasn't permitted. It was unethical, but nonetheless, this was before the American Psychological Association came into being. So this happened. His name was Albert. If you look up little Albert, he was a 9 months old white baby, and they created this fear in him. And we have to understand how the mind uses association to create fear. And it's this association with Jesus where we give him all the credit and we give nothing else credit. So the mind associate him with good and associate black with not being good. So we have to be very cautious when we take our children to these churches, because a child's mind, he's always looking, he's always wondering, he's learning. His mind, when he came into the world, he had a nose, he had a mouth, he had ears, he had touch, he had feel, but everything else he learned. And if you put foolishness into a child's mind, in my opinion, he would act the same way. If you give him these stories of people who you believe exists and they didn't exist, then this is how they go along. That's why it's so difficult for grown-ups to really overcome these characters in the Bible, because they're not real. They're fictitious. They have no date of birth. If you wanted to study, you really can't study it. You just have to go with whatever they have in this book. And I'm also a person who's interested in economics. I think one of the pillars or foundation for anything is commerce and industry. You have to have commerce. You have to have industry in order for a people to live. And if our main source of commerce or industry or jobs is this Caucasian man, which we know doesn't have our interests at heart, you know, we have to create something where we can go on our own. If any of us, whether our kids or us or ourselves, can't get any trouble, the first thing the system works is to not to employ you. If you have the littlest record, whether it's weed, whether I don't want to go into the crack thing, that's a whole different dimension. But you know, minor offenses, we should have something wherein we could employ them. But where can a 18, 19, a 21-year-old child or young man go who mistakenly led that way? We have nothing to go to. So I was looking at Marcus Garvey with his the Black Star Line, and actually I created a website. It's not up and running now. I mean, you can go to it. It's called ourblackstarline.com. And if you're interested, I have a where you can put your name and email into it, and I'll respond to you. But it's on a maintenance page. That's like a page that's not fully operational yet. But if you have a computer, you could if you have a phone, you'll see it, or whether you have a computer, you'll also see it. But the computer will give you a better picture of it. And within, once I have people who's interested, and I can explain what it's going to be, or they could give me some input into how it's going to be, because we have to understand nothing starts this abracadabra. It just comes out of the clear blue sky. Walmart didn't just come out of the clear blue sky. If you look at the history of it, it started out as a little store, and then it blossomed to what it is today. So we have to use economics. We have to read, like the brother said, but we have to have economics. You know, we can only do so much. We know that the black penis being in prison is cutting down on the relationship between the man and the woman, tearing up families. Because when the brother gets home, or if the sister gets home from out of jail, they're not able, because of their record or whatever, they're not able to get a job. And this is one of the big conflicts that we have. And the little measly wages that they're giving to us anyway, you think we wouldn't, we don't want that type of job. We need a meaningful job. We need a job at least, I think the standard of living now is $36,000. I mean, I know some people they think $20,000 or $24,000 is a lot of money. So we have to come out of this. We can't stay on a spinning wheel and not look around and say, well, we've been doing this for so long. We cannot allow other people, I mean, we can't stop other people from coming into our community, but we should be able to have barriers where our people can go to their own and bring about some sort of economic relief. But by doing nothing, standing still and doing nothing and giving our money to the church, this is not going to cut it. We have been giving our money to the church since 1988 to 2018. In that 30-year period, the church took in $420 billion. That's with a B. $420 billion over a 30-year period through my research. And what have we gotten out of it? What is our gain? At $14 billion, average out to $14 billion a year. What do we get out of it? We have gotten nothing. You know what I mean? So we have to create some sort of economic enterprise to bring something about. And I think that the Black Star Line that Marcus Garvey brought forth was a master plan, and I believe Malcolm X would have followed that route if he would have lived. But we can't live off the past. We can't live off of the old Wall Street and have the idea that, well, if we build something, and you hear the brother say, you build something, they're going to tear it down. We have to build. And every time we build, we have to get our people to understand to keep on moving forward. If he tears it down, then you go again. You tear it down next time, then you'll be waiting for him. You protect it, and you keep on moving forward. And this is essential for a race to survive. And basically, that's majority of what I wanted to say now.
Brilliant.
Well, he said a lot. That was
global scale. China had a plan. China didn't do this overnight. Literally, they almost did. But in 2005, they had a plan to be the #1 import in every country in the world. In 2017, they accomplished that. And so that's a global aspect. And so when you're dealing with getting products out of Africa, you're getting it at a source, at a very cheap price. And then you can sell wholesale to your brothers and sisters and employ them, not just employ them or sell at retail, but you wholesale it to them so they can start their own businesses. This is going to take time. It's going to take patience. This is not an overnight thing, but we have to move forward and walk forward towards this. Right. And so going to Africa isn't just a spiritual thing. Going to Africa isn't just an economic thing. But if you look at the whole plate, the 360, it just makes sense that every country in the world, every continent in the world is rushing back to Africa, but blacks in America. And they're rushing at a mass scale. In Ghana, in different countries, you see them there because that's the source. And they're getting rich and wealth. All these continents around the world got wealthy off Africa. Why we're not looking? You know, and I told the story in the last podcast when I went to go get the gold, and the Chinese dude and the Lebanese dude asked me, like, what you doing here? And, you know, I had to think for a second. You know, like, us black people ain't going to the source. It's not because we're not allowed. It's not because it's illegal. It's because we're not even looking.
Not looking.
Are we thinking on a mindset of just empowering, or you want a seat at their table? Or do you want your own damn table? You know, and I'm not judging anybody. I'm not judging anybody in your situation. And, you know, I'm just saying, for the people that want their own table, those like-minded people will link up organically or however. And so that's my vision. That's a lot of brothers in here vision. When we're going to Africa, we're thinking about building a base, even if I don't see it through in my lifetime. I'm 36 years old. It ain't always about my name on something, I accomplished something. But we're moving the culture forward in a different angle. This thing needs to be attacked on different ways. And so I see a gap that's open that I can't look left and right and say, oh, I got to depend on somebody else to do that. If I know better, I got to do better. So I'm going to head to that gap and to that unknown and work on what I want to do, what I'm passionate about, and bring forth this action, mix with the knowledge, and reach back for more that want to come. I'm not in a convincing game again. I'm going to say that. This is about like-minded people organically who want to improve their communities, who actually care. Because in America, you can win. But even when I was winning in America, I felt bad because my people was losing. And that's a different mindset. So I want to link up with people who look at this as a team, who care about their next door neighbor, who care about the next block over, who want to empower people. That's different. That's a mindset that we're connected organically, and it's a beautiful process. And so even if you agree or disagree, let's put all our actions on the table and move forward with that.
Number 4, maybe.
They couldn't hear me.
They said they couldn't.
It's all good. Maybe that's good.
No, no, they need to hear that math you spitting because you're spitting math. One of the brothers said in the chat room that we shouldn't be trying to build businesses here in America. We need to go back to Africa and build the businesses. How you gonna get to Africa if you ain't got the money, my brethren? We have to start right here. You know what I'm saying? This is where we at. This is where our people at. Everybody not going to be able to go back to Africa. But this is where we start. This is where our problem started. This is where our life is. So this is where we start. You know what I'm saying? And the end result could be everybody going back to Africa, but we have to start here. You know what I'm saying? And we have to start now. You know what I mean? So like I say, when y'all see y'all brothers and sisters in the street, speak to them. Hey, how you doing? Even if they don't speak back, that's just a common way for everybody to just start breaking some of this ice instead of gorilla looking the nigga like you want to break his neck. We need to stop that. You know what I'm saying? We need to stop that. Even the thug brothers in the streets that's living that life, man, we got to try to get to them. You know what I'm saying? To get them to stop the madness. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing the brother over here, we trying to get him to do. You know what I'm saying? He from them. You know what I'm saying? So he can go speak and talk to them. Try to wake them up. We need all our brothers and sisters, the crackheads, everybody, because they all are people, man. We look at somebody and they may be messed up on drugs, and so we all them they messed up on. No, man, that's your brother. He messed up on drugs. Let's help him get off. If he messed up on alcohol, let's help him get off. You know what I'm saying? Let's help our people, man. That's what we don't do. We lost that. It was taken away from us. It was beaten out of us. We need to get that back into us. Help everybody. Ain't nothing wrong with that. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with helping your people? Every other race does it except us. We should get on board, man. Real talk.
I heard somebody mention about the Bible, and the devil knows the Bible better than we do. See, this is what we need to get off of. because there is no devil. Okay, if you believe in the devil, then you believe in a hell. And to be honest with you, I would say we're in hell
right now.
Okay, so we got to get off that kick about that, you know, Bible and the devil and, you know what I mean? Some of the stories, now I can't name them offhand, but some of the stories in the Bible come out of ancient Egypt. Okay?
Yes.
You can match them up, you know, Akhenaten and then Moses, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, the things of the Bible, like the Ten Commandments comes out of the 42 Confessions of Ma'at.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you have these stories, and then, you know, and then someone said something about they have good, the Bible has good stories to go by. Well, that's all Ma'at, coming out of ancient Kemet, you know? Ma'at is the way of life, principle. You just follow the principle. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? Just follow the principles: truth, justice, righteousness,
Reciprocity,
order, balance. You know, in your life, and you just do right. You understand? Of course, you protect yourself and your family, but this Bible stuff. Come on, let's get rid of that.
Yeah, we got to get, man, for real. For real. It's a stumbling block for us to go straight. No, what it is, the Bible is going to stop us from loving each other.
And also, man, my brother over here who was talking about the with Garvey and him starting his business, we definitely, Brother Leo, I apologize, Brother Leo, we definitely have to sit down with our people in the community and get these stories firsthand. We need to talk to our elders, talk to different people who has the knowledge that we wasn't even taught in school. And I think that's important as well. Just linking up with our elders in the community and hearing the stories and how they went about with things and telling their pros and cons. It's a wealth full of knowledge that they're spitting, and this brother was spitting on this mic. He didn't even have to do this. And it's a beautiful just listening to him. He had me in deep thought over here. I lost the word. I started thinking of things on my project because of some of the things that he was saying he went through. And that's legacy building though. And there's beauty in that. That's somebody who get it. And so he can give you a heads up. It's a roadmap. It's a roadmap. You got that up and down your community. Not everybody, but it's somebody in your community that's done something or is doing something that you trying to do. Link up with them. And it's beauty. It's beauty in that.
Man, please, please, man. We got to do for ourselves. We got to do for ourselves. And like Leo said, man, it's the economics. You know what I'm saying? That's once we start making money, then we can do things. You know what I'm saying? Do things to better our situation and even in our communities. Being able to buy some of the houses that's torn down in some of these ghettos. You know what I'm saying? Try to get an abandoned store that's broke down. You know what I'm saying? It's the economics. We got to because they re-gentrifying our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to be part of the partial, or you're going to move to the suburbs, and you won't be able to get back to the city. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do for ourselves, man. And we're like John Henry Clark says, we have no friends. No one ever helped us. So it's upon us to help ourselves. We got to do it for us. If we don't do it, ain't nobody going to do it. So it's more than just reading. The reason why I say read is so you can get that spark in your head. You know what I mean? Be like, damn, I ain't know that. Damn, that went down like that. Damn, they did that. Damn, they did that to us. Oh, man, damn, what the fuck? Then you're going to start thinking, and she's going to start waking up, man. So, man, please read. It's imperative. Read about slavery. That's our history. We might not like it, but it is what it is. Our ancestors were stolen from Africa and brought here, worked to death, and we are those descendants. We are the descendants of those people. So we got a lot to do for those people who died for us to be here. So we need to get up off our ass and get something done for our people. So please, man, love each other.
I want to show this is a certificate on the Black Star Line. This is how Garvey did it. You know, you buy a share. You buy a share and you own part of the company. It'll be yours. You know, you invest in it. You know, and that's, you know, he went about getting everybody involved. You know what I mean? And that share at that time was $5. You know, I got it offline from the Black Star line. But I have also, I want to show the brother a certificate, a share of the company that I own. You know what I mean? So it's not really a hard deed, and I named it Nzinga because that was the Queen of Angola, and she was very hard on the Portuguese when they came.
Yes, sir.
Came into Angola. So you know, I'm African thoughts. You know what I mean? I just want brothers to get together, sisters to get together, and you wonder about where your man is at. Well, he's locked up in the county jail. You know what I mean? And the only way he's going to get out of there, if he does get out, we have to create jobs for them. We as people who create jobs, if we were able to create jobs, we don't have to worry about whether he had a light offense. You could hire whoever you want.
Oh,
you know, it's not up to Mr. Charlie is what I call him. It's not up to him to create jobs. You know, it's not up to him. You know, it used to boil me when immigrants come over, whether they're Chinamen or they're Mexican or Spanish speaking, and they create a job, and then we go down there and protest because he wouldn't hire one of us. Here this man struggled. We've been here over 400 years. Here this man has struggled to get across the border, swam the river, climb the mountain, cross the desert, create a job, and then we're putting pressure on him to give us a job. I mean, I don't know, that's insanity. Why can't we create our own? We just have to put the dollars together, you know what I mean? A pack of cigarettes a week, over 50 weeks. I don't know, cigarettes are $5 a pack now. You know what I mean? But it's just we have the money. We're not a poor people.
No, we're not.
I just explained to you. 30 years from 1988 to 2018, the church took in $420 billion. You know, that's crazy money, and we don't have $420 billion to show for it. We don't have anything. We put it into the churches. These churches could be, we could convert them into grocery stores or supermarkets.
Thank you.
You know, these churches cost over $1 million.
Are y'all listening to
$1 million
Leo?
for a church. You know, I'm not talking about that little storefront church. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about churches that cost millions of dollars. We put our money into it, and we get nothing out of it. When we all going to pass, we all going to die, and the only difference between you and them, I mean me and them, is that they're going to have a little funeral for you, and they, talk about you, how nice you were. But within 2-3 weeks, I guarantee you, they ain't going to even think about you. Right. You're just forgotten. It's like most people, they're forgotten. And even if you thought about them, you're going to be forgotten, so they're going to be forgotten anyway because you'll be gone also. Mm-hmm. So we have to think more squarely, more common sense. And the main thing is you have to keep your kids away from that poison. That thing is poison. I'm telling you, that's poison. That's worse than any dope or crack or what have you. You know what I mean? If you see somebody affected by it, just like when I used to, I was around with the neighborhood, I used to see people affected by crack. Well, that told me not to smoke crack. You see people who delusional talking about that Jesus is here. I feel him, and
they're married to Jesus.
You have 5 senses. You can't see him. You can't touch him. You can't even smell him. You know what I mean? So all of these senses come together, and you still have nothing. But the mind is such that it grasps whatever you feed it through your eyes. You're feeding this, so you have to caution and say, well, I'm not going to watch that TV Jesus anymore. I'm that's not going to watch it. And I'm telling you, you stay away from it for a year, you'll forget about him. That's what you need to do. Forget him, because he hasn't done anything.
He ain't done nothing, and he's not going to.
Like the brother said, he
Take your money.
he never existed. That's the problem. He never existed. He was never a physical person.
And you know, can I say something on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
And how you can prove that is go look at how much information you can find on Julius Caesar. Julius Caesar was before Jesus Christ. So all the information you can find on Julius Caesar, when he was born, when he died, all the rest of that, why you ain't got that information on Jesus, man? I really don't like talking about Jesus because it's a waste of time. You know what I mean? It really is. You know what I'm saying? We need.
You got to deal with it because
you got to deal with it because
like that's one of the main.
It's in their heads, you know. It's melted in their brain, and you got to unmelt it out of their damn brain.
That's what you here for, Daryl.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you here for,
We're
man.
going to have to let that generation pass,
Pass,
just
yeah.
like the so-called story about the Jews when they went over the mountain, and whoever was at the mountain, I think it was Moses, he couldn't go over the mountain for some old nonsense.
And then when y'all find out the truth about the Jews, that's really going to shock y'all.
You got to forget that. The Jews, when they took over during the 7-day war, they scoured all the Sinai. They didn't find a rock. They didn't find a straw. They didn't find nothing to relate back to this so-called Exodus.
Because it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. You know what I mean? And they themselves, you know what I mean? You know, if you do a DNA off a so-called Jew, you'll find out he's from Germany or Russia somewhere.
He's from Russia or Spain.
Yeah,
That's their origin.
He doesn't have any
Their
DNA
origin.
that lead into Africa.
Nope.
He just doesn't have it. That's just facts.
And that's real facts. You just spit something right there.
Yeah, you just can't. You can't trust. You just can't trust people. And the Caucasian, he has a record of mistrust.
Oh my God, he got a record of mistrust.
That's just so mind-boggling, man. I don't understand how we could just fall into something to believe in. A lot of us, we come out of the streets, and how many times have we believed something because somebody told us it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. You know, but they have it set up so wonderful. They have the pastors there for you, and you know, and then you have the congregation. You know, what's his name? Ray Hagan spoke about, what's that called? There's a word, I forgot the name of the word. But it's a word where you hear something, and you continuously hear it, and eventually you start taking it in, you start believing it. So this is what happens with us in Christianity. We start hearing it, we hear people around us saying it, and we start believing it. So we need to just, you know, just get rid of that stuff out of us and start, you know, and the way to do it, we was talking about this earlier, you just don't get rid of a belief in what you believe in. You start, it's like taking a glass of water, dark water, and you start filtering it out with clear truth until that becomes true. So what you start doing, you start taking in your truth, taking in your history, taking in your language, taking in your spirituality, learning about your people, learning about your ancient people, learning about what they did. Because I don't care what it is, anything that come out of Africa, I'm going with it. Why? Because Africa was the first. Africa was the first to acknowledge there was a creator. Africa was the first to acknowledge, to know that there was nature. Africa was the first to know all of this. Everything that we do comes out of Africa. Okay? So, I'm going with Africa. You know, you talk about spiritual traditions, I'm going with Africa. I started learning about spiritual traditions about a month or two ago. I'm going with Africa. At first I didn't want to go into no kind of tradition or anything, but to come to find out, that tradition is all over the place, all over. and it may have different names at the different countries that it's in,
But it's all the same thing.
So yeah, I'm going with Africa. I don't know about y'all.
And I want to say one more thing to all you Bible thumpers. If there is a such thing as the God in their form of it, you should be able to ask him anything. He created you. He knows all. It shouldn't be blasphemy to ask God a question. You know what I'm saying? So just take that. And one more thing. Why would you believe in something that's jealous? If God says he's a jealous God, what the fuck, excuse me, what does he have to be jealous of? He created everything. You know what I'm saying? So what possibly could he be jealous of? So now if that's in the Bible and it says that he is a jealous God, and he don't want to, then there's somebody else out there. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. Leave that monkey ball spooking some shit alone.
I baked the cake this morning. It came out so good. I was jealous of it, man.
Yes, I mean, come on, man. That shit don't make sense. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It keeps us dumbed down. You know what I'm saying? So that's like your children. You created your child. He come ask you a question. You gonna tell him it's blasphemy to ask you a question? Hell no. You gonna try to answer that shit so when he go out in the world, he don't get killed. You ain't gonna be. Come on, man. We got to use our common sense when it comes to this religion. That's one of our biggest downfalls of us coming together with each other. So we got to get over that.
And the thing is, they can't come together with one another.
Yes.
A 7-day Adventist,
or the bishops, or the Catholics,
they
the
will
Baptists.
not
Yep,
go into the same church and deal with one another.
They're not going to come
There's
together.
madness. There's actually madness out there. I myself, it doesn't matter. Ain't nothing to church. I could go to any one of them as long as the brothers come together. But a Jehovah's Witness will not deal with a 7-day Adventist. They just wouldn't do it. Those two I know. The Baptists, I haven't figured them out yet, but it's sad. You know what I mean? On a religious level, they're not going to come together. They're supposed to believe the same person, but the same God. But it's just madness. The Earth's being 6,000 years old. That's really
6,000 years.
6,000 years old.
It's really sad. But it's just that we have to. It's that we have to understand that the reason why we're in this trick bag is because the way the mind thinks, how the mind through association, it grasps onto something. And at that young age that we were, or that some of us were, because I didn't fall in that trap. I mean, not that I didn't have no choice, just my father didn't allow me to fall in that trap. But it's just that we have to, we have to keep our kids away from it. Keep them away from it, and if they're 18 or 20 years old, then introduce it to them. And I guarantee you, they'll look at you and laugh. You know what I mean? But if you force it onto them, and that's what you're doing, if you don't do this, well, I'm going to take away this. And so, poor little kid, he ain't had no choice, so he goes along with the program. But, my thing is, like I said, is economics. I believe in Brother Marcus Garvey. I have created a web page, a website called ourblackstarline.com. And the only reason I couldn't use the Garvey's line, because that's taken up.
Copywritten, yeah.
Not only copywritten, somebody has the site.
Oh.
Of course, so many thousands of dollars if you want to buy it. Somebody beat me to the punch. But we can do better, and you don't have to. Before you know the facts, you don't have to. You just leave your email, and I will reply to you. I'll reply to you, and we do just the same as Brother Garvey, and get something rolling. And you can't say anything about him. At least he put 3 ships on the ocean. We didn't even put a matchbox on the ocean. This man put 3 ships.
He didn't even build a matchbox
on the ocean. And you have to take your head off. You have to take your hat off to a man like that. I man. He was one of the pioneers. You know, he believed in economics. And economics is a foundation. You can't do anything without it. You have to eat. You have to housing. You have, clothing. All is based on economics, and we have to stop. If Walmart closed down and Publix goes down, what are we going to do? We're in trouble. You know what I mean? And look at the hurricane came in and knocked us silly. People who are who's in these islands in the Pacific or the Caribbean. I mean, come on, a hurricane is coming. Don't say you weren't prepared. Hurricane is coming every year. Every September and October, those hurricanes get active in the Pacific, and you're not prepared. What do you mean you're not prepared? You know what I mean? Those people in Oklahoma, if there are tornadoes out there, you don't go out there. Don't put yourself in Tornado Alley. You just don't do that and then start crying or begging for help. So I'm a realist. I'm not going to put myself in danger, and I'm all in with economics. You know what I mean? I'm not into the political field because that's another game. You know what I mean? It's the one of economics who control the politics. If you have enough money, you can make the politician go whichever way you want, as long as you feed them that dollar, and that's all they want. Look how long we have been in the political field, and what have we gotten out of it? We have gotten nothing. The Black Caucus is what it is, a caucus. It's something dead. It's you don't hear about them. What are they doing? They should be reporting to us on a weekly basis what they're doing. Whose agenda are they filling in? You know what I mean? All they tell us is go against Trump. Go against Trump. You have to come, when you vote, no. We have to have something more concrete than that. Or if they don't do it, then we create our own party. The Freedom Now party. That was a good party, but somehow they killed that out. But we have to keep on trying. Don't give up. Just keep on doing or keep on trying to achieve. Man, if all of us jump up at one time, one of us got to get through. If they're trying to create something over in Africa, in Ghana, in Tanzania, in Mozambique, Angola, Egypt, Mediterranean, Tunisia, Algeria, if all of them would create something, start creating the same thing, well, they can't stop us all.
Get a little closer to your mic.
They can't stop us all. So we have to think in that way. The brothers in California try to start something, and Ohio, and Memphis, and Texas, and New York, and Maryland. We all have to spring up at one time. He can't stop us all. There was only one Wall Street. If we had 20 of them, then that's a different story. Somebody's coming through. So we just can't just stop and track and just try one thing. We have to try many things, different places, and somebody's going to get through. And then once we get through, we pull the brother up and we move forward from there. And basically that's it. I'm interested in economics. I believe it. I worked it. I created. I send my kids to school. They don't have to worry about no tuition. They didn't have to worry about paying whatever exorbitant interest rate they're charging. I just did it. You know what I mean? I worked. I made the money, and I took care of them. And so that's what we have to do. We have to create business. We have to create business for ourselves. It's not that it's going to pop up. This guy, Jesus, been going for 2,000 years. It's just not going, it's not realistic. It's not realistic for us to depend on that. We have to, and I know some of you are very religious, into the religion, and I really don't mean to knock you, but it's just, it's really sad. Grown men, grown women, who have been in this predicament and they're still trying to figure out. We gotta stop it. We got to act more mature, and demand of our leaders more. We just can't go along and everything is all right. So check out the site. Is Our Black Star Line, LINE.com. It's not sensational, but it's a start, and once I get it going, it's not like I'm going to dictate to anyone. It's going to be just like Garvey. I'll show you the papers. There's different people, and you have a share, you have a vote. You know what I mean? And so we collectively, I won't be able to do anything until we collective, that's the key, collectively, bring forth some idea, and then we say, yeah, I agree with that, let's do that. And like anything else, we'll go with majority rule, 50 point, whatever, 001, we'll go, and we just try it. If it don't work, we try something else, but we have to try, so I'm committed to this, and I just said, let's move it. Garvey, we can't expect Garvey to help us, not physically. We have to defend on ourselves, and that's about it. We have to depend on ourselves. So let me know what you think. You go on there. Once you send your email in, I'll communicate with you, and we could talk back and we could text back and forth. So that's Pope Leo. My name is Leo. Lance gave me the Pope thing, and because my father named me after Pope Leo the 10th, who was really an atheist. Pope Leo, he didn't believe it when he became Pope. The funny thing was that he told his brother that look, they made me Pope. Let's use it. You know what I mean? And when he left, the church was the Vatican was in debt. He used everything. Because he knew it was foolishness, but he used it to the hilt. But they couldn't do anything to him because he was a pope. How you gonna go? You can't say anything to the pope. So, but the church had to borrow money, to get out of debt because Pope Leo the 10th. So I'm no pope, but I was. I guess it was a joke on my father's part and named me after the pope. But that's basically my story. I'm not a religious person. I don't go to sleep worrying about it. I don't wake up worrying about him. If a car missed me on the street, I don't bless nothing. I just wasn't at the right place at the right time for anything to happen. So just think economics. Think about the brother talking about creating something in Africa. These are positive things. I could go along with them, and of course I've been there, and I just hope if I wake up enough people, we could move forward. You know what I mean? Just to move forward, and once we move forward, the world is ours. The world is ours. So any brothers want to speak on? Yes. You want to go for? You want to speak on what your ideas are for moving forward?
Moving forward, educate yourself, man. Get around a lot of people with like-minded people. The elders, you know, no matter old, young, it don't matter. Just come together and think positive. You know, if we can come together and think positive, just think about that energy force. You know, and that's how you stay at work. That's how you stay awoke. That's how you stay awoke. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
Yeah, Roy Jones. This is to Roy Jones. He asked a question about if we was the first people on the planet, how could we become slaves? I know that had came up earlier about Pope Leo too. He had asked that question. Don't quote me on this. I got this from a scholar. But first, one of the things the scholar said that we had too much power too long. They may sound kind of funny, but what happened, we had that power, and as the years went on, we started or stopped doing the spiritual things that we were supposed to be doing. That kept us up there. They kept us aware. And this is how, when the Europeans started to invade us, and we let our guards down and started letting them in. Another thing is that we started mixing with them. You see, just now, here's where I could go to the Bible. In the Bible, God said, "Don't mix with the foreigners." Well, I could say the same thing for our people, our ancient ancestors. They shouldn't have started mixing with them. So, this is just a theory that I'm telling you. It's not something definite, but you could go by that and you could do some research on your own. But I know that question comes up a lot. If we were such on the top and we were the first people here, how could we become slaves now? Well, again, what we're doing too, besides the economics, we need to learn who we're dealing with, what kind of people we're dealing with. You understand? And the Europeans are treacherous. You understand what I'm saying? Just imagine you come out the caves, you was freezing to death up there, you come out the caves and then you see all this beautiful land, you see all these beautiful structures and stuff like that, and you say, oh man, you know, and the only place you had was a damn cave to hide in from the cold. You understand? And then, you know, they started to develop ways of tricking, you know, the same way they did with the Indians and with our people. So, you know, you got to be mindful of who we was dealing with and how they came about it and started invading us and taking our things from us. So that's just a theory, but it's something to go on, and you could try to kind of like, you know, build on that. So yeah, that's about it, bro. But listen, the only thing I say, people, my peoples, wake up, research, read, and study.
And question everything.
Yes.
Question everything. So I love you, brothers and sisters. Ubuntu, we out. You know what I'm saying? It was a pleasure. I wish you would have opened up the lines because I wanted to holler at some of these people. But we will be back. You know what I'm saying? This is not the last time. You know, we'll be back maybe in a week or something. And last time I was here when I had all the books, I had asked brothers and sisters to go on YouTube and look at Harry T. Moore. And y'all did. You know what I'm saying? I love that, man. You know what I'm saying? The Harry T. Moore should be in everybody's mouth like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, all of these black leaders. Everybody should know who Harry T. Moore and Harriet V. Moore are. It's imperative that y'all do know that. And we're going to bring y'all a show. We're going to go out to where he got killed at. It's a land out there right now. It's a museum and everything. So we're going to go out there and we're going to do a presentation on there so everybody can get an understanding of who Harry T. Moore is and what Harry T. Moore done for us as a people in the 40s, not the 60s. You know what I'm saying? They tell us that the civil rights movement started with the Brown versus Board of Education.
1954.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It started with Harry T. Moore. So if you don't know nothing about Harry T. Moore, go look up your ancestor. This is somebody that put in work when the things that he was doing, people was getting killed for less in the South. So go check out Harry T. Moore. For all y'all people who did, thank you, man. The name of it is Before His Time.
Ben Green.
So check it out on YouTube and learn a little bit something about something you didn't know, especially about the NAACP. Man, fuck them. So y'all have a good day, brothers and sisters, man. It was a love chatting with y'all. We're gonna do this again, maybe a couple of weeks. Ubuntu to all the brothers and sisters. Go out there and buy something from somebody that look like you. Go out there and say hi to somebody that look like you. Pick up a book and read it. Ubuntu.
You can start with the Moringa Matrix. www.moringamatrix.com www.themoringamatrix.com. Those products are shipped from Ghana. Natural resources, uppers, not downers, but uppers. All the products, my inventory is in America already, and it's shipped to you within 3 to 5 days. Beautiful products, people love it. I'm expanding. Also wholesale, but that's another story. But right now, you can check out the website, www.themoringamatrix.com. Thank you very much, and have a great day.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Everybody said their farewells. I'm multitasking over
I
here.
don't know if this is the proper way to end the Lancescurv show, so I guess we have to have the boss come back and do what you got to do, brother. Man, we love you, Lance. Keep up the good work, brother. You and brother Kwaku.
This is to Eric. My site is ourblackstarline.com. ourblackstarline.com.
Tell them peace, bro.
Our blackstarline.com.
How come when I try to put it in the site, it wouldn't let me?
It won't take it.
Oh no, I have it blocked because the trolls come in and they drop all kind of links and a lot of people come in for self-promotion.
And then there was one dude who said, because you called the 7-Day Adventist a cult.
It is.
He was like, you really believe it's a cult? Yes, sir.
Yeah, just research and Google Ellen White. Ellen White had something to do with starting that cult, and she didn't like black people. So many of us just don't know.
David Koresh.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about
And look at the black Mormons running up and down on bicycles, working for the CIA like the other ones. And they don't want
all
to
religion is a cult. If they got you believing in the book and somebody coming out the sky to save you, it's a cult. Only person that's going to save you is you. Boom to you, brothers.
Sisters. Brothers and sisters.
All right, we're going to play this song. We're going to rock on up out of here. We block this.
Listen to Brother Farrakhan talk about.
Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind?
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
Why is everybody making progress?
We got it on one of the things.
Lagging so far behind. Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die. But all of the years that we're living, for us there's nothing but hell, pain, torture, and misgiving. Yet the Bible speaks of a heaven filled with material luxury, which the white man and the preacher has right here, so we see. So my friend, take it for what it's worth. Your heaven and your hell is right here on this earth. So let's check back into history, which rewards all research and tells us plainly that before the white man gained entry to the East, he was living in the caves of Europe, a ravenous beast, eating juniper roots and eating flesh raw, till God sent Moses to civilize him and teach him the law. Then following Marco Polo, an explorer, he gained entry into Asia and Africa. From China, he he took silk and gunpowder. From India he took jute, manganese and rubber. He raped Africa of her diamonds and her gold. From the Mideast he took barrels of oil untold, raping, robbing, and murdering everything in his path. The whole black world has tasted of the white man's wrath. So my friend, it's not hard to tell. A white man's heaven is a black man's hell. Before we came to America, we were living in the East. By the Nile River, we were living in luxury, enjoying freedom, justice, and equality. We wore silken robes and slippers of gold. We were the wealthiest and the wisest people, I'm told. Now we are the poorest of the poor. Nobody wants us at their door. So my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is black man hell. When the white man came to America, he told the Indian, I am your white brother. He said, red man, I'll treat you the best. Yet and still he pushed the Indian further west with his white woman and firewater. Tricks and lies, he stole America. The original owner of this nation is cooped up on a reservation. So my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven, black man hell. He needed someone to work the land. His back was too weak. He needed you, black man, so he commissioned Sir John Hawkins to commit the world's most grievous sin, to take a man who's born to be free and bring him down to slavery, to sell a man as merchandise, on his body put a price. Oh, my friend, it's easy to tell. White man heaven is a black man hell.
You see what I'm saying?
Everybody's in fear, though.
That's what I'm saying. So it's strictly a place of fear that we're operating from. And the fact is that we're not gonna get out of that place. And even sometimes when I speak, and some people will look at me and say, man, you gotta be careful of what you say. And I tell people, please do not tell me to be careful in what I have to say. I am not afraid to speak. I am not afraid because, look, I am here to do work. The fact is that when I go to my job, I don't just stand here and look at my job and hoping that it get done in some other way. So the job that I'm here to do, I am doing. I don't want anybody to sit and say, oh man, I'm worried about this. Don't worry about me. I don't want people to go around and worry when is white supremacy going to get him. These are the things that they want you to think. These are the places that they want to put you in.
Paralyzes.
You see what I'm saying is, that's why we don't do nothing. We see our sisters being beaten down in the street as a strong black man, and we stand here and we look, and all we can do is take up our phone and videotape it. And what happened after that. You see what I'm saying? We see these things and yet we are paralyzed by them. But the fact is that here's where the danger comes in. The danger comes in because I will look at you. Okay? Give you a scenario. Here's a white guy over here. He's got a lot of food. Even food that he's just wasting. And you have a gun, but you ain't going over there to rob him. But here is it that me or you who live right next to him, who hardly can find enough to eat and feed the family, that's who he's coming to kill. So what does that say to you now? You see, this is so much self-hate. It is so much self-hate that is within you or me that is going to destroy the other person who look like you or me. And the food, all the food is over there. But you won't cross that line to go and get the food that you need. You're going to cross the line to take away what this other person hardly even have. Because you hate yourself so much that you figure if you destroy yourself, then it's good for the, you know, I don't have to worry about this God that's living over there because the God ain't going to give me no food. And if you don't volunteer to give me no food, I'm not going to go over there to take it. That's what I'm saying. So that's the place that we live. That's the place that we live. And so we have to stop feeding into this narrative where we are living in such fear that when a brother starts to speak truth to power, we're ready to say, oh man, hush, hush, hush. I don't want the prisoner to come in and get you next or to get me. So be quiet, you know, see, just don't say anything. Be careful what you say. And that's where we live. That's a very dangerous place to live. It is. But the fact is that we can't see that because we're so caught up. We're so caught up and we're hoping. We are hoping that we just wake up one day and everything magically change. And that is the thing where all of our people, a great deal of our people, is waiting for this magical person to come out of the sky and fix everything for them. That's what I'm saying. It is no magical person that is going to fix it for you. When you have a problem in your house, you must be the one to fix it. You see, what I'm saying is, I'm dealing from a place of logic. I'm not dealing from a place of imagination. Because a lot of us, we're dealing from a place of imagination. And that's where the problem comes in.
Thank you for being here, everybody. We had a good time. There may be more tonight. You know how I am. But I'm going to take a little break right now. And tomorrow, we're going to burn it up all through the whole week. A lot of good guests. Like I say, I want to say one more thing to you. Talked to a brother last night that owns over 10,000 books, and he read them all. A lot of these books are out of print. The second, third prints don't have what the first print has in it. He has maximum knowledge. He's 71 years old, and he ran across the channel, and he wants to share everything. He said he'll even probably fly me up to check it out. So he's going to be sending us some things that technology, different things that we don't even, man, stuff that's been around. He had me so excited. Anyway, I'm going to let everybody out. You all have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for being here. And you know, I really love you all. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Take care.